Okay, and we're not live. And we're live, everybody. It's Thursday afternoon. Coffee with Levi. We're back on track every single week. And today's topic is an interesting one very, very dear to our hearts, and that is being on time. So anyone who's ever attended...
Dear to whose heart?
Well, both of ours actually. It's a competition who's worse, because anyone who's ever attended a BINA event knows always starts on time, at least 99% of the time. It's an obsession that we have with time for some reason. We are the on-timers. Now, there are other people who are latecomers. And that's just the way it works. That's different nature of people have. Some people are always on time. Some people are very late. Actually, I think there's actually a third one. Some people are very early. I actually think we're in that one. We're not on time, we're early. So it's a different category, coming 20 minutes early to everything. So here's the question. We're in the time period of Sfiras HaOmer, where we're counting the Omer in anticipation to Shavuot. And there's two very fundamental lessons from Sfiras HaOmer. We actually discussed this last night at BINA Men's Club, which was a great event. Yes. Many men came, it was great. And the discussion was, Sfirat HaOmer is about the value of time, valuing your own time, valuing other people's time. And Sfirat HaOmer is also about transforming negative emotions. So pinpointing where you have to work on and sort of channeling it and transforming it. That's your Thursday morning topic this term, channeling negative emotions. So here's the question. Every emotion, most of them at least, are neutral. It could be bad, it could be good. So I believe, and I'm going to hear what you have to say, that the nature of people that are always on time and have to be on time or even early is a positive, but there's also a negative. And people that are allow themselves...
What happened?
Good.
Keep going?
Are we live?
Yeah, keep going.
All good? Okay, had some technical difficulties there. We're back on track. Okay. On the other hand, the advantages of coming late, the advantages of allowing yourself to come late, not always pressuring yourself, you have to be there 15 minutes early on time, I think has advantages, but also has disadvantages. So first of all, what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of each personality, number one? And number two, how would you go on channeling one who thinks differently or has a different personality of either way?
So
we should have got someone here who usually comes late, because none of us come late, so it's
I want
a
to
bit of a
point
problem.
out, before I discuss this, I just want to point out two things. First of all, I noticed that when you talk about the possible advantage of coming late, how difficult it is for you to even entertain.
I know, it is actually.
That idea.
It is very out of my box.
You're saying, come late, maybe come late, could be come late. It's like a hard thing for you to even talk about, right?
That's right. Well, you did bring me up, so.
Yeah, it's my fault. It's a bit genetic, I understand. Being a Hasidic Jew, I've been often accused of not being a real Hasidic Jew.
That's right. We're very Yekish.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is, just to point out, that normally we do coffee with Levi at 1, today we're doing it at 12, so I'm not sure.
That's right.
So I'm not sure what that says.
We're an hour early here.
I'm not sure what that says about the topic. But anyway, look, I do value punctuality as a value, that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
Because intrinsically I think it's a value because, especially when you're dealing with other people, I think it's an issue of respect. Meaning, so if I do a function, if I do a shir, I'm punctual because I believe it's respecting people who come. So they come on time. If I walk in late, it's disrespectful, I think.
Correct.
Right? For them. They're giving their time, I'm not respecting their time. If I'm going to a function, and someone else is called for a certain time, it's respected them to come on time if I can, right? I think the bigger issue is this. I really do value punctuality, and I'm not giving it up. Maybe it's my personality, so you can try as much as you can. However, you'll remember, this was half a joke and half not a joke. It was like 2 years ago, at the end of Tishrei, right?
Yeah.
Where we have the custom here everyone takes on a resolution for the new year. Yeah. And I was a bit reflective on where I can sort of improve, and I think it was after a few L'chaims probably also, so I said my resolution for the year is I'm going to be disorganized and come late for a while.
That's right.
Now I didn't really mean that, of course, because I didn't do it.
It didn't happen.
But now what I think I was trying to say is this. I think the problem with punctuality isn't so much the punctuality, it's the rigidity of the punctuality. In other words, there's nothing in the extremes good, right? Sometimes, for example, punctuality leads to being anxious about the punctuality for a time being. You might know what that means.
That's right.
I might know what that means. I think extreme punctual people are the people who become early people. Like me and you arrive at the airport like 4.5 hours before a flight's about to take off, which is a little bit ridiculous because it's not very time effective.
That's right.
Our producer here, Rabbi Yaakov, is laughing.
That's right.
He knows what it's about. But the truth is that sometimes, first of all, also sometimes being punctual means, by the way, being punctual sometimes comes with FOMO, you know that.
That's right.
Because you're being punctual because you're scared you're going to
You
miss
don't
out
know what
something.
you're missing, exactly.
Because there's certain things, for example, where it makes no difference if you come late. Like you just need to be somewhere, you don't need to be on time, no one's going to even notice.
Yeah.
Just you need to participate in something for a few minutes, and really you could accomplish more by actually being late.
Yeah.
And people like me still find it hard to come late, and sometimes as a result waste time. But I think it's about not being locked into anything.
Mm.
So I'm not sure it's a good idea to give up the nature of being punctual. I plan to keep being punctual and running BINA in a punctual way. But I think where me and you probably have to learn a bit is not to be so locked into punctuality. And if we come late, not to stress. And not to stress about being late. Like if we, so if you're running late or something happens and you're going to end up being 5 minutes late or something, it's okay. By the way, I think also if you have an appointment with someone, for example, and you're going to be late, it's no problem being late. You don't have to stress. I think what is respectful is to call ahead. Let them know I'll be late. I'm really sorry I'll be late.
Yeah.
And not to do it chronically and so on and so forth.
Mm.
Generally, people who are latecomers, I think, are just more flexible. And flexibility is in essence a good thing.
So yeah. That's the good nature of it.
So when you ask it, what's the advantage of being... People always come late, actually a little bit annoying, but in truth. But however, there is what to learn from the flexibility in it. In other words, don't be so relaxed, like things will work out and things, that kind of thing.
Mm.
The Omer, as you said, is about valuing time. Valuing time can mean punctuality. Valuing time can also just mean making time work for you. And making time work for you isn't always about punctuality. It's about making time effective. It might even be sometimes where you make a decision to come late to something because it's not important to come early or whatever the case is, right? So it's really about not being locked. I think that's where growth is. Growth generally is about not being locked.
Okay.
Just we should let you know, I made a joke about there's a reason we're doing coffee in early. We're doing it next two Thursday mornings, also next 2 Thursdays as well.
Yeah.
Because I've got something somewhere else at 1 o'clock, which I plan to be on time for.
Exactly.
And
all right. Let us know what you think and join us here next week. Coffee with Levi.
next week.